The world's first flying bike has officially hit the market, though for now, it's only available in Japan, and it carries a hefty price tag of around $500,000. Still, the very concept stirs the imagination. Picture yourself stuck in soul-crushing traffic, bumper to bumper as far as the eye can see. The daily grind feels inescapable. But what if you could simply lift off the ground and soar above it all? Forget helicopters or far-off sci-fi fantasies. Whispers are beginning to circulate about a revolutionary new personal flying machine, one so affordable and practical, it could completely upend the way millions navigate dense, congested cities. According to rumors, this game-changing device may cost as little as $2,000. If true, that price point could redefine commuting for the average person. Interestingly, this innovation doesn't come from the usual suspects in Silicon Valley, who tend to focus on high-end flying cars or luxury sky taxis. Instead, attention is shifting to Asia, specifically to BYD, a company best known for its electric vehicles. While Western tech companies chase performance and prestige, BYD's rumored approach emphasizes accessibility and real-world practicality, especially in crowded urban environments where efficiency matters most. At the heart of this concept is a crucial feature, VTOL, or vertical takeoff and landing. Unlike traditional aircraft, this device wouldn't need a runway. It could lift off from virtually anywhere, side streets, rooftops, or parking lots, making it uniquely suited to urban life. Reports suggest it could reach speeds of up to 60 miles per hour and travel around 30 miles on a single charge, enough to handle quick city hops and bypass hours of gridlock. Even more intriguing, it's said to be foldable and highly portable, allowing users to carry or store it with minimal hassle. But such performance requires serious technology. According to speculation, the flying scooter may run on a high-capacity 72V lithium-ion battery, possibly developed by Samsung. While a 30-mile range is commonly cited, other reports hint at versions capable of traveling up to 150 kilometers, depending on model and usage. That kind of range could make it a viable option for serious commuting without constant recharging. Advanced features are said to include robust thermal management systems, essential for keeping the battery safe and efficient during prolonged use, as well as a comprehensive battery management system to handle charging cycles. These technical details suggest a machine built not just for headlines, but for everyday use. Yet perhaps the most astonishing detail isn't the technology, but the rumored price. While other personal aerial vehicles, like the Jetson ONE, can cost well over $100,000, sources claim BYD's flying scooter could debut at around $2,000. If that number holds true, it could revolutionize personal air travel, shifting it from an elite luxury into an attainable option for the average consumer. This is more than just disruptive pricing, it's the potential democratization of flight. Imagine a future where the sky is no longer reserved for the wealthy. Suddenly, the middle class could bypass traffic not with a dream, but with a reasonably priced vehicle. However, this raises a critical question: are cities even remotely prepared for such a shift? The current urban landscape isn't designed for airborne commuters. Cities would need to invest heavily in new infrastructure, landing pads, vertiports, air lanes, and traffic coordination systems. Parking garages, toll roads, and other revenue-generating ground-based infrastructure would face disruption, forcing municipalities to rethink transportation planning from the ground up. Then there's the regulatory maze. Flying scooters exist in a legal gray zone. They're not quite cars, not quite aircraft. So who governs them? The FAA? Local traffic authorities? A new body altogether? Without clear regulations, innovation risks being grounded before it can truly take flight. While Japan is reportedly making early efforts to define a framework for urban air mobility, a cohesive global standard could still be years away. Ultimately, the flying scooter represents more than a technological leap, it signals a potential societal transformation. If affordability really is the trigger, we could be on the cusp of a transportation revolution. But realizing that vision will take more than just a low price tag. It will require infrastructure, legislation, and a willingness to reimagine our cities from the air down. The widespread adoption of personal flying vehicles, especially a rumored $2,000 scooter, faces immense challenges. Yet, despite the hurdles, the potential use cases paint an undeniably alluring vision of the future. Imagine skipping your grueling daily commute altogether, lifting off from your neighborhood and gently landing near your office tower. For urban residents, it could dramatically cut travel times, particularly during peak hours when roads become parking lots. Studies, including those reportedly conducted by NASA on urban air mobility, suggest that such innovations could reduce traffic congestion by as much as 60%. The benefits don't stop at commuting. These devices could also resolve the persistent last-mile problem, bridging the gap between major transit hubs and final destinations. If the folding design rumored in some versions is accurate, users could carry their flying scooter onto public transportation, then take off once they disembark. The applications go beyond just commuting. Picture spontaneous weekend trips to areas unreachable by car, or simply viewing your city from a completely new aerial vantage point. Transportation policy experts, like David Zipper, have noted that we may be entering a new phase in which the skies become part of our everyday commuting infrastructure. This potential flying scooter doesn't exist in isolation, it is part of a broader surge in urban air mobility. Around the world, companies are rapidly pushing technological boundaries. On the high end, there are luxury options like the Jetson ONE, a personal electric aerial vehicle priced at nearly $98,000. Then there are industrial-grade solutions such as Kawasaki's K-Racer X1, designed as an unmanned drone for heavy cargo transport in logistics and disaster relief. While these projects vary in purpose and price, they share common technological foundations: electric propulsion, lightweight composite materials, and increasingly sophisticated battery systems. The rumored Cyberfold, as some enthusiasts have dubbed it online, stands out not just because of its potential capabilities but because of its price. It represents the affordable end of the spectrum, a symbol of what could be if innovation prioritizes accessibility. But before you start planning your rooftop parking spot, it's important to temper the excitement with a dose of reality. Despite the growing buzz, there has been no official confirmation from BYD, or any other credible source, that such a $2,000 flying scooter is in production or will hit the market anytime soon. Most of what's circulating consists of concept renders, unverified reports, and speculative excitement. In short, the Cyberfold remains a vision, enticing, technologically plausible, but still unproven. The leap from a concept drawing to a mass-produced, regulation-approved, and publicly available product at such a low cost is enormous. It requires overcoming countless regulatory, engineering, and infrastructural challenges. While the dream of affordable personal air travel could transform cities and free us from daily gridlock, this specific scooter is, for now, more idea than imminent reality. Interestingly, this speculation doesn't come from the usual players dominating aerospace headlines, luxury flying car startups or Silicon Valley giants. Instead, the strongest rumors point to a surprising name, BYD, a Chinese company already making waves in electric vehicle innovation. The rumored philosophy behind the scooter is strikingly different from the expensive, high-speed aerial vehicles marketed to the ultra-wealthy. Rather than targeting niche, luxury markets, this rumored approach is focused on solving everyday urban problems through practicality and affordability. It's not meant for weekend joyrides or elite hobbyists, it's allegedly designed for people navigating congested streets daily. The goal seems to be true accessibility, potentially marking a cultural shift away from the exclusivity of personal flight and toward its democratization. So how would such a device tackle urban traffic head-on? The core lies in its VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing, capability. Unlike fixed-wing aircraft or cars, this scooter wouldn't need a runway or even a stretch of open road. It could, in theory, lift off from a driveway, a courtyard, or a city street, rising above the chaos instead of sitting in it. That kind of freedom, if achievable and affordable, could redefine how millions of people move through their cities each day. Unlike traditional aircraft, this rumored flying scooter wouldn't require a long runway or specialized airport infrastructure. Reports suggest it could potentially lift off vertically from almost any open space, a backyard, rooftop, or even a small urban landing zone if such vertiports became widespread. This vertical takeoff and landing, VTOL, capability would allow users to bypass the fundamental limitations of ground-based transport, physical barriers, and relentless congestion. Instead of being stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic, commuters could, in theory, rise above the gridlock and travel swiftly through the air. According to rumors, the vehicle could reach speeds of up to 60 miles per hour with a possible range of 150 kilometers on a single charge, features that make it viable for daily commuting without frequent recharging. Such capabilities translate into dramatic time savings. Imagine reducing a 2-hour rush-hour slog into a quick, uninterrupted 15-minute flight across the city. The time reclaimed could revolutionize productivity and lifestyle for millions. But speed and flight are only part of the appeal. The alleged design appears to address urban challenges with a highly portable, foldable structure, unlike any conventional scooter or personal aircraft. It's said to collapse into a size small enough to store in an apartment, under a desk, or even carry on to public transit. In cities where space is at a premium, this portability could solve a major issue: parking. Forget about reserving garage space, this scooter might fit neatly into a closet. Reports also suggest impressive durability and adaptability. With off-road capable tires and advanced suspension, the scooter could handle rough terrain, making it viable for imperfect landing zones or short surface trips. Supporting all this is rumored to be a sophisticated cooling system, possibly combining air and liquid cooling, crucial for maintaining battery performance over longer flights and in more demanding conditions. A built-in battery management system would help ensure safety, longevity, and reliable operation, giving users confidence in their daily use. While these rumored technical features are impressive, they are overshadowed by the detail that has generated the most buzz and disbelief: the reported price. While personal flight solutions like the Jetson ONE carry price tags nearing $100,000, making them exclusive toys for the ultra-wealthy, the figure circulating for this BYD-linked scooter is astonishingly low, just $2,000. If even remotely accurate, this pricing represents a seismic shift in accessibility. It wouldn't just undercut high-end aircraft, it would rival the cost of a premium electric bicycle or a modest used car. This price point could democratize access to personal aerial mobility, opening the skies to a global audience that has been shut out by sky-high costs. If successful, it wouldn't just disrupt the nascent electric VTOL market, it could fundamentally reshape the broader transportation landscape, challenging the dominance of cars, scooters, and even public transit for short to medium urban trips. However, this vision of affordable, personal flight comes with a towering challenge. The infrastructure of modern cities, built for centuries around two-dimensional movement, roads, sidewalks, rails, is not prepared for mass vertical travel. Introducing widespread aerial mobility would require sweeping changes. Cities would need to invest in extensive infrastructure, such as designated takeoff and landing zones, or vertiports, integrated into rooftops, parks, and transit stations. In addition, managing low-altitude airspace would demand a whole new regulatory and technological framework. Sophisticated systems would be necessary to prevent mid-air collisions, coordinate flight paths, and ensure safe navigation, tasks far more complex than existing ground traffic management. And beyond air traffic, there's the issue of energy. A network of charging stations, possibly aerial or rooftop-based, would need to be developed to support these electric flying vehicles at scale. The financial implications of building and maintaining an entirely new layer of urban infrastructure for flying scooters are staggering. Such an undertaking would demand cities to reallocate resources from traditional priorities, roads, schools, public services, to support vertiports, charging stations, and air traffic systems. It could also disrupt existing urban revenue models. If fewer people are driving, what happens to income from gas taxes, tolls, or parking fines? The infrastructure challenge is so massive that it risks becoming a bottleneck, threatening to stall the flying scooter revolution before it even takes off. Regulatory complexity adds yet another layer of difficulty. A vehicle that can both drive on the ground and fly in the air doesn't fit neatly into any existing legal category. In the United States, the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, manages airspace, but traditionally focuses on higher altitude aircraft. Meanwhile, local and state governments oversee road traffic. Where does a low-altitude, personal flying vehicle belong? This regulatory gray area creates confusion about who holds jurisdiction, what kind of license or training is required, and who bears responsibility in the event of an accident. Are there noise limits? Privacy concerns? Liability questions? While forward-looking nations like Japan have begun crafting specific rules for urban air mobility, the global legal framework remains largely unprepared. This lack of unified regulation casts uncertainty over the entire ecosystem, from manufacturers and investors to future users. Until governments establish clear, harmonized standards for personal aerial vehicles, even the most promising technologies will remain grounded in legal limbo. Devices like the rumored Cyberfold, no matter how advanced or affordable, won't see widespread adoption until this void is addressed. And yet, despite the monumental hurdles, financial, logistical, and legal, the potential applications of such a device offer a compelling glimpse into the future. Beyond simply avoiding traffic, the possibilities stretch into critical areas of urban life. Emergency responders, for example, could use aerial scooters to bypass gridlocked roads, arriving at crisis scenes faster. For the logistics industry, the ability to quickly deliver small parcels across congested cities could ease a major bottleneck. For everyday users, it could solve the stubborn last-mile dilemma, bridging the gap between public transit and final destinations. If the folding design lives up to expectations, the scooter could fit seamlessly into a multimodal commute. You could lift off from your backyard, land near a train station, fold the scooter up for the ride into the city, and then fly the final leg to your office. It offers the promise of mobility that integrates rather than replaces, reducing dependency on cars while enhancing personal freedom. There's also potential for recreation and lifestyle enhancement. A lightweight flying scooter could make remote parks, trails, or scenic viewpoints more accessible, expanding opportunities for exploration within and around cities. Transportation policy experts like David Zepper have emphasized that urban air mobility, UAM, is not a matter of if but when. Research, including studies reportedly conducted by NASA, supports the idea that aerial transport could help reduce urban congestion. Much like bicycles and e-scooters did in earlier decades, UAM may represent the next evolutionary leap in personal transit. This rumored BYD-linked scooter, often referred to online as the Cyberfold, is just one thread in a much larger movement. Urban air mobility is progressing on multiple fronts. Some companies are developing large electric air taxis for group travel. Others are pushing the boundaries of individual aerial transport. The Jetson ONE, while costly, is a real single-seat flying EV nearing commercial availability. Kawasaki's K-Racer X1 shows the potential for drone-based logistics. These developments are being propelled by advancements in electric propulsion, battery technology, and lightweight composite materials, all converging to make personal flight more achievable. Where the Cyberfold may stand out is in its radical affordability. At a rumored price point of just $2,000, it could become an entry point for mainstream users, a catalyst that accelerates broader public interest and infrastructure development. If real, it suggests a future in which ground and air transportation increasingly blend, and personal flight becomes not a luxury but a practical tool for the masses. But here's the caveat: as thrilling as the speculation may be, the existence of a commercially available, mass-produced flying scooter from BYD at that price remains unverified. Much of the excitement is fueled by concept art, digital renders, and unconfirmed leaks. Until hard evidence emerges, product demonstrations, regulatory approvals, or real-world testing, the dream of escaping traffic aboard a $2,000 flying scooter must be tempered